second day, so in addition to sandwiches, we're providing ice cream. I know Bob Allen's very happy about
Are those the same sandwiches? That's
Yeah,
all.
they may be, but the ice cream's fresh. But we better don't ask too many questions because it's out there melting. This is a very exciting day for us and a very happy day. But I think I'd be remiss in a public setting like this not to at least acknowledge the tragedy in Colorado and puts things in perspective. We have our business to do, and for the Phoenix Suns, it's a happy day. But for many people around this country, it's not a very happy day. So I just thought it was appropriate to at least acknowledge that. Michael, yesterday we introduced you to an old friend. Today we are very, very excited to introduce you to a new friend. He has his colleague Shannon McGauley, who works with him. I introduce Shannon to you, and very happy to have her back in Phoenix. And Michael was the very first person that we visited at the earliest possible moment in Los Angeles to begin our free agency process. And so he was a high priority for us, and we are thrilled and delighted that he is going to be part of our new beginning in Phoenix as we move forward. I just want to welcome him. I'm going to let Lance say a few words about him, and then you'll hear from Michael himself. I may have to get some new suits if this continues. Everybody's very sharp today.
Thank you, Lon. Welcome, Shannon, and hello to all of you. I just want to first jump out there and say I'm as excited as I've ever been in my whole career to welcome this young man into our organization. This is just extremely exciting for me, as I know it is for many others within the organization. But I'm going to jump out ahead of you all and kind of answer three questions, things you might be asking yourself about this signing, and turn it over to Alvin. But the first thing I want to talk about is who is Michael Beasley? Well, as Lon pointed out, we went to LA, spent part of a day with him, asked him a lot of questions, got to know him, and I honestly feel this way. He is a wonderful, wonderful young man. I feel fortunate to be sitting next to him because you just get a good, giggly, exciting feeling when you're around him. You just, in truth, he's a big kid. As some of us suffer from adult ADD, he does from child ADD. He's all over the place. He's texting and laughing and joking, and he's doing everything that the youth are doing today. And I'm excited to infuse that into our organization because I think it'll be something fresh, it'll be something new, it'll be something different. Also, in those conversations that we had with Michael, he did not shy away from his past, which I personally was excited to hear. In fact, I'm quoting, excuse me, at one point he says, most people like to point the fingers and say it's someone else's fault. He said, I'm not going to do that. And he persisted through the conversation to take responsibility for everything that's happened in his past, both good and bad. So, regardless of his past and regardless of any thoughts that people may have, we are excited, I know I'm excited, to embrace everything that he is about, and most importantly, wants to be as a Phoenix Sun. Why does this make sense? It makes sense because we need talented basketball players. And you can argue all you want, but this is one of the most talented players in this league right now. He's ambidextrous, or as some guys like to say, amphibious. He can use both hands, swim in water, walk on land. He's very, very talented as a basketball player, and something that Alvin has pushed us to do is acquire talent, and that's what we're in the business to do, is bring talent in. The other thing is he loves to play basketball, and that's something you don't see a lot of, quite honestly, all the time. Guys who embrace the game, love to play, And like a kid, he has the spirit of a kid. He loves to play the game. And I'm personally hopeful that that's infectious, not only through the organization, but through the community and otherwise. The last thing I'd like to speak to is what do we plan to do with Michael. And starting with myself, Lon, Alvin, Robert, the rest of the organization. First I'd say love him. We're going to bring him in here, put our arms around him as an organization, as people, and pour everything that we have into him to help him be the best basketball player, and from where I sit, the best person that he can be. And I think if that happens in 2, 3, 4 years, hopefully we'll be sitting here talking about the future of the NBA to this young man to my left. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to Alvin and let him turn it over to Michael. But I can't be more excited to have you here, Michael.
I'll have to agree with Lance in that it's very seldom that you're able to acquire a guy with the talent level of Michael. As Lance said, we visited with him. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk to him personally, and I think the thing that I admired most about him, that he was just so transparent in everything that he said, and that he wants to be a great basketball player. He wants to be a complete basketball player, not known just for his scoring, but for his defense and his rebounding. And as a coach, that get you excited. I just think that the talent that he has and the versatility that he has, he immediately makes your team a better team. I think he embraces the fact that he wants to be the man, and I think in a situation where you have guys that want to step up and do things like that, it's going to be great. As Lance said, I think as a person, he becomes infectious. You're around him, and you want to embrace him, and you want him to do well. And as we were talking last night, I think everybody here will be pulling for him. Once you get to know Michael, I think every one of you guys will be pulling for him, and he's going to be a guy that you really, really like. But from a talent standpoint, I couldn't be happier. I just think he gives us a lot of things that we can do on our basketball team, and a lot of things that he can do on the floor that's just going to help. Here you go, Mike.
Well, first of all, I'm Michael. First, I would just like to thank everybody up here, for giving me the opportunity, not just as a basketball player, but just to maintain who I am, within myself. And I'd like to thank the organization for believing in me, giving me another chance, a better opportunity to grow as a person and a player. And like Lance said, I kind of want to, take my past head on, questions, anything. What happened, it happened. It happened in the growing process. I'm still a young man. I'm still learning today. The mistakes I've made in the past is hopefully behind me. And like I said before, hopefully the Suns organization, can be patient with my growing process. I'm just excited to get it started. I'm excited to play basketball.
Questions?
No one can deny the talent, as everyone up here says. That the fits in Miami and Minnesota, though, weren't necessarily ideal for you. What drew you to Phoenix, and how do you feel you fit on this team with the way it's coming together?
The running gun style of offense, it's something that me, not just myself, but a lot of NBA players dream of playing an offense like that. But what really drew me is the fact that, like Lon said, I was #1 on the list, and as soon as 12 o'clock hit, I got a text message that said they'll be there the next day. So that really made me feel good as a person. Phoenix is the first and only team I met with this summer, and once the meeting was over, once the day was over, I felt good about coming to Phoenix, and I really didn't have to meet with any other teams. You know, I really feel like they're sincere in everything they say, and you know they really want me to be the best player and person that I can be. You know, and I mean it makes me feel good. You know, that someone actually believes in me and someone willing to give me a chance.
Michael, tell us what you feel you bring to the court for the Suns.
More than anything, competitiveness. I just want to win. You know, I know my record as a as a team the last 2 years doesn't really show that, but I just want to win. You know, and I don't want to just win a little bit. I feel like with the time we have and the new players we signed with Goran and Scola and you know the young guy Kendrick Marshall, along with Marquis, I feel like we can be really good. You know, it's going to take some time to learn, but I feel like we can win big. You know, we got a chance to go all the way. But what I bring, I bring experience. You know, I know I'm young. I haven't been in this league for a long time, but at the same time, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot, and I learned from a lot of great players. You know, so I bring confidence, competitiveness, and experience.
Randy Hill, Fox Sports Arizona. Alvin, there's been a lot of talk the last couple of years about adding a go-to scorer. Can Michael be that guy for you guys?
Well, yeah, I think he can be. You know, and not so much a go-to scorer. I think he can do that, but I think he can be a go-to facilitator, where you give him the ball and he creates situations where he either makes the shot or makes the play that gets someone a shot. And we need that person. And we've talked about it a lot. You know, Lance and I have talked about it a lot. We need that person that you can throw the ball to that maybe not necessarily score the point, but make the play that's going to win games for you. And I think Michael has the ability to do that. As I said, I like his versatility from the standpoint you can play him as a small forward or a three-man and have an advantage as far as post-ups and things like that. And you can also play him as a four-man and have an advantage as far as going around guys out on the floor. One of the things that we've talked about as a coaching staff with Michael is that we'll have him handle the ball some in screen and roll situations, you know, where he's making the play, you know, and have the ball in his hands. So, as I said, I just think he's a good player, and we're excited about, you know, some of the versatility that he brings to our team.
It's Bob Baum from Associated Press. Are you, Michael, are you confident that the whole marijuana thing is behind you now in terms of, I mean, Lord knows in this society, a lot of us have been in that area, but with the spotlight on you, are you confident that part of it is behind you?
Definitely. Like I said, you know, I've had a lot of growing up to do, and really hadn't realized it my first couple years in the NBA. But sitting down, especially with Norm Nixon, you know, I really realized my potential. I realized what I can do, and I realized 10 minutes of feeling good is not really worth putting my life and my career and my legacy in jeopardy. You know, so I'm confident to say that part of my career, that part of my life is over and won't be coming back.
Michael Schwartz from Valley of the Suns. Michael, why do you think you're better as a three-man or a four-man, and why?
Honestly, I think I'm better as a player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, just put me on the floor. I'll adjust to whatever we're doing, offensively and defensively, and I make good things happen.
Mike, what have you done different this summer to remain so low profile?
Honestly, just stay in the house. Yeah, I mean, I work out literally from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. You know, and you know what the wear and tear on my body. You know, I mean, I'm so tired at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Like, all I want to do is sleep. So I work out, I go home, and I work out, and I go home. And I'm just trying to stay out of the way.
With the new beginning in Phoenix, are you also looking to do anything different defensively, offensively, or are you more integrating your game with
what the Suns do, or is there something different you're going to have to adjust to?
Honestly, I'm just going to do whatever Coach asks me to. I feel like with my ability, my athletic ability, and my competitiveness, you know, how to be a great defender. I really haven't showed that to the I guess greatest of my abilities, but I feel like if I really put my mind to it, you know, if I really want to stop a guy, if I really want to stop a team, you know, me and my team can do that. You know, like I said, I'm just gonna do what Coach asked me to, and apply my own.
Chris Havis with SB Nation. The teams you came from, a little bit more slowed down pace, and obviously Suns, you mentioned the run and gun, that's exciting as a player. Physically, what have you been doing this offseason? What are you going to continue to do to be ready for that?
I do a lot. I do a lot. I wake up 6 a.m. I'm on the track for about an hour and a half. Right after that, I do Shotokan, which is formal martial arts. Right after that, I do yoga, and don't laugh at me, but I do a little ballet stretching. And then I hit the court. You know, I do one drill in particular, which is grab a rebound, get up the floor, and try to score the ball in less than 4 seconds. I haven't really got under 4 seconds yet, but I'm still working on it. And then after that, I do a lot of jiu-jitsu. So the 2 forms of martial arts I do, you know, it's really good for the body, you know, stretching muscles that you really don't know you had, you know, in turn making you look quicker and a lot more agile.
Tariq Lee, Arizona Republic. What Michael Beasley should we expect to see this year?
That's Michael Beasley, same one you see right now. Like I said, I'm a competitor, you know. I just want to win. You want to see a hard worker, you want to see exciting basketball, but above all, you want to see wins. You know, whether it's me scoring the ball, whether it's somebody else, you know, I'm going to do everything I need to do to help our team move forward.
Alan's is for you. With Scola coming in, do you see him primarily as a 3, or is there some other ways you can work around that?
No, you know, somebody asked me that, you know, that we have all of these 4 men or whatever. I mean, I think it's a good problem. If we got all good players, then I think it's a great problem to have. But, you know, I think that have a tendency to work itself out. But we're going to put guys on the floor, and you know, Scola can also be a 5 some, and you know, I think he can play Michael and you know, Luis together some, and you know, Michael can be a 3 or a 4, or you know, who knows, maybe even a 2. You know, I just think that when you got good players, you can put them out on the floor, and you can put them in a situation where they can be successful. So, as I said, the versatility that Michael has is going to be great. You know, I think that Luis is kind of locked into, you know, either a 4 or 5 position, but I don't think, you know, I think the versatility that he has, we can move things around, and they'll have the opportunity to play together. So.
Michael Jeremy with Suns.com. I know you're a big Twitter guy, so I sent out a tweet asking fans if they had any questions for you. And got a question back. Are you going to bring your Be Easy YouTube show to Suns.com?
That's up to these guys.
We can't answer that till you explain what that is. Talk to that later.
I would love to, you know, kind of give the fans a sense of who I really am, you know. So, like I said, it's up to these guys, but if it was up to me, then I guess yeah.
Chris Havis again with SB Nation. The leadership question's been asked of everybody with the departures on the Suns. Where do you feel you fit in as a leader, and do you think you can be one of the leaders on this team?
Do I think I can be one of the leaders? Yes. Where I fit in, that really won't be determined until training camp. You know, but I can tell you this: I'm going to walk into training camp, you know, with the mindset of not being the best, but having the best team. You know, I'm going to lead through example. You know, I don't want to come here, you know, to a new team with a bunch of new guys and say, you know what, I'm going to lead. You know, I feel like that's not how you go about it. If I go in there and I work, I'm in there early, I leave late, and you know, like I said, I lead by example. You know, maybe the guys do follow, you know, but I can tell you one thing, that from practice to the games, first minute to the last, you know, I'm going to work hard, and like I said, I'm going to do what I got to do for this team.
One more. One thing I found out intriguing as I looked into your career so far, and also from our AP guy in Minneapolis, is despite the little hiccups you've had in your problems, everybody likes you. Likeable guy, fun guy to be around. Where does that come from? Where does your is that your family? Is that just the way you are? Or?
Like I said, I get it from my mom. My mom was the total opposite of who I am. You know, she's the mean one. She probably gonna kill me. But, I mean, I grew up with it. You know, if you meet my dad, he's literally exactly like me, just 20 years older. You know, so I just grew up with a fun-loving attitude. Throughout my life, everybody has ups and downs, but I had a lot of downs. You know, so you know, to keep from crying, you had to laugh. You know, and you know, just growing up and going through what I've been through, personal and career-wise. You know, you just gotta keep everything light. You know, just keep everything fun, keep everybody happy.
Question for Lance. You said that Mike was the first guy you went after. Why were you so sold on him so early in free agency?
Mostly because of the fit, where he is in his career and where the organization is. We've all watched him since college. And I think if we put him in the draft this year, he would be pretty much near at the top of that board. So it's a fresh start for us, a fresh start for Mike. We aren't afraid of what he's experienced. We want to embrace that. And we need talented players as we move into the new era for the organization. So all of those things fit with who he is. Then when you take in sitting around him and spending time with him, this is someone who wants to be really good. And so it just made a lot of sense for us to be aggressive about bringing